Hey, look at me when you talk to me, alright?
You're cool. You're so cool, I'm gonna call you culo.
If you're Mexican, Chicano, live in any of these border states, or just like really great crime movies in general, then there's probably two specific films you should know about. And if you're any of these things but haven't seen these two films, then I'm calling your bluff. You don't exist. Just kidding, but those two films are one, Blood In, Blood Out, to which I made 2 videos on, go check those out later. However, the other film has a kinda disturbing backstory due to its inaccuracies of the source material. And that film is none other than American Me. So will I truly explain the title of this film, or will I just use it for clickbait? Well, stick around to find out. The film literally starts off by saying this.
Reach down and lift up your nutsack. Drop your nutsack, skin back your
And shit, sounds like we're off to a great start, you know?
Nigga, you gay.
The movie continues with the main character Santana in prison, exchanging letters with some girl, and he narrates the day that he may have been conceived in 1943 during a night of the Zoot Suit riots, where his mom is gonna meet her man, but racial tensions and all ruin those plans, and it gets a bit chaotic when these soldiers basically beat and harass the Chicano boys.
Yeah. Esta noche es muy caliente.
And in the safest possible ways for YouTube, violate the girls, and this white sailor basically violates Santana's mom. And I emphasize that because it serves a purpose in the film later. It fast forwards to Santana at 16 in 1959 as a young man, and his dad is basically an asshole because he doesn't have that bad chola girl anymore, but he still got stuck with a Mexican MILF. So, I mean, why you mad, bro? It's the same woman. Santana is meeting up with his other friends JD and Undo, where they're trying to start their gang.
We make it, carnal. We don't fake it, we just take it. Cause it's la primera, sissy. Always has been, always will be.
This night becomes that same event that sets their paths all in the pinta and in the gang life, kinda like Miklo and Paco in Blood In, Blood Out. But this film actually came out a year before Blood In, Blood Out. Ain't that some shit? They got a buckload of similarities, like white cholos forcibly making everything rhyme.
Know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Gang leaders named Santana / Montana, and overall being Barrio classics. But we'll get to that later. They run into another gang ambush, run away breaking into this property where JD basically gets his ass blasted off by the property owner.
I said don't move!
JD, stop, man, stop! My cousin is shot, Holmes. You gotta... Come on, get against the car! My cousin, Holmes! Get against the car! He's hurt!
And they all go to juvie. Talk about some similarities and conflict. In the film, later at juvie, Santana gets his bones by ending an attacker who basically violated him, and this is a big ol' issue that didn't really happen in real life. And if you've seen Danny's Trejo interview about what really went on and how this inaccuracy literally cost 10 people their lives, shit's kind of crazy, man. But yeah, go check out that interview with Danny Trejo. Hell, they even put a green light on Edward James Olmos himself, the director and the star of the film. But yeah, man, that's some crazy stuff. Anyways, in the film, Santana gets his bones by ending his attacker's life and also gets a longer sentence. JD gets there a year later.
Hey, where you from?
La Primera, Islos. You talk like a fucking chicon, man.
And the gang grows more and more. But JD also gets that Miklo conflict at first, about being white and being a cholo.
Can I talk to you, ese?
Yeah, come here, ¿qué traes, carnal?
Thinking of letting him in, ese?
Told you he's my best crime partner.
He ain't Mexican, ese?
I think it's time for you to start to seriously consider salad, you fat f***.
Órale.
Time goes on and now they're a bigger and badder and more diverse gang that run the prison. His mom and little brother visit them, and also a drug montage goes on, with the members sneaking them in their prison wallets and stuff. Then they try to pass this wire, but this black prisoner kinda jacks him for himself, and now he's got a hit on him. In the next scene, they discuss prison / gang politics, and this gang member Puppet introduces his brother Little Puppet, who's also trying to get in the gang. And the gang in this film is called Liame, so just for future reference, moving on.
I know that vato. I know him real well.
You get his ticket.
I said, carnal, me and him shared the same cook many a time.
That should make it easier to get next to him,
He used to be my crime partner. I mean, that vato es bien firme.
Hey, what the is wrong with you, ese?
Also, this fool doesn't want to go through with the hit, gives a little bit of lip, and has to get stiffed.
Pieface had left me only one choice.
So it turns out that this hit on their own elevates them to a whole nother level. And bro, why are your pants all the way over there? Let me fix them for you.
You know that dude El Chaco? I want you to handle that for us, all right?
I'll take care of it, ese.
Now Little Puppet has to carry out the hit that the other guy didn't want to do and got stiffed for. So yeah, he's basically got to do it or get stiffed himself. But luckily, he pulls it off.
Bravo 6. Going dog.
Later, JD gets out and Santana's brother visits, letting him know that their mom passed away. Then, a bit later, Santana gets released and his dad is still an asshole for some reason. Anyways, there's a party going on and his influence is made around the barrio. He then meets like this one gang member's cousin's friend, tia, uncle / daughter. I don't know, you know how it goes in Mexican party.
You know Puppet and Little Puppet? They're my primos.
But he basically meets this girl named Julie and they socialize for a bit. A day later, JD and Santana try to shake down / make a deal with the mafia boss of the Italian crime family, but the boss doesn't really want any of it. However, he's got a son that's in prison, which La M controls. So the mob boss's son basically gets a shank in his culo because of the dad's refusal.
She said the meeting with your father, it went real well, bro.
Oh, yeah. Who's the broad? You are, baby.
White bitch, give me some chon-chon.
Later, Santana tries to talk to his brother, who's kind of getting wasted.
Chale, dude. This is some lightweight shit, huh? Like I say, you only live once.
Yeah, just don't live it too fast. You know, you might burn out.
Take it easy, Later, carnal.
I'ma just say it. No doubt everyone in the barrio is clowning on his hairline. But he also spits game at Julie.
Hi.
Hi.
So this is where you work, huh? I mean, I know this is where you work.
Your brother told me.
And they go on this kind of date. It's all cool when all of a sudden Santana gets pressed AF and says that one line that we've all probably said once in our life.
I like to buy these,
I'll be with you in a minute.
Hey. Look at me when you talk to me, all right?
The date goes really well, and they head back to the shack, but in the moment, Santana gets overwhelmed and violates Julie. And again, this is another inaccuracy or whatever that the film kind of got wrong when they were trying to portray it to real life. So the following day, Julie's brother ODs / gets poisoned from the drugs, and I wonder where I've seen this from. Just kidding, but it turns out that the Italian mob purposely poisoned their own drugs to get back at Santana for what they did to the mob boss's son in the Pinta. So Santana worries for his little bro and presses his dad.
Let me go! Where is he?
Boy, speaking like Batman, too bad he can't interrogate like him too.
Where is he?
But the little bro's okay because he's not doing drugs. Good job. And Santana and his dad meet up at the mom's grave and have a little heart-to-heart.
Whatever I did to you or to Mama to make you hate me, I'm sorry.
So remember when I relayed that white sailor violated Santana's mother in the beginning of the film? So that ends up being the reason why the dad doesn't really like Santana and is such an asshole to him, because he thinks that Santana is not his, but he might be the white sailor's son.
But every time I looked at you, I wondered who your real father was. I wondered which sailor's blood you carried inside you.
However, Santana looks Mexican / Chicano / Latino AF. He doesn't look like a half and half like Miklo. So I don't know why the dad's even thinking that. That boy looks exactly almost like him. Moving on, one of La M's facilities gets got.
Who the f*** are you?
And turns out that the Italians joined forces with the black gang to go against La M, and more prison / gang politics ensue. And Santana says something very familiar.
Instead of getting our people out and keeping them out.
We're supposed to protect our people, not destroy them.
And also this happens, which is also very familiar. Now we're at Little Puppet's wedding, and Santana and Julie are there. It's kind of awkward, but it's also a good time because it's a wedding.
I can't believe we're out here, is it?
You're cool. You're so cool, I'm gonna call you culo.
Little Puppet gets some party favors from one of the other members, but also gets drunk and starts making a big old fuss. So Santana and Julie walk him out, where Little Puppet tells Santana this.
Hey, Santana, I don't want to be in La M anymore, see? I want to be a John Doe, tú sabes, you know?
And we all know the only way out is...
Blood in, blood out.
I don't care if it's the wrong film, I'm still gonna use that reference. Like, comment, and subscribe if you agree. But anyways, now Julie and Santana are talking, and it gets a little deep but cheesy.
When I met you, I was impressed. Yeah, you talked about La Raza and education and the revolution, but you know what, man? You really don't care about any revolution, do you? You're nothing but a f***ing dope dealer.
What the do you want from me?
When all of a sudden Santana gets arrested because he was holding Little Puppet's jacket with all those party favors.
Get out the car, spread your butt cheeks, and put your teeth on the curb. Step away from the car and put your hands on top of your...
So now he's going back to the Pinta, back in the shack, and it turns out that Little Puppet's name is on a hit list, but his older brother, Puppet, begs Santana to take it off, to which Santana agrees to.
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Nothing's gonna happen to your brother.
But La Emma and Pegleg ain't gonna let that happen.
I hear Little Puppet's name's on a piece of paper, is it?
I want you to co-sign it.
I'm taking it off, is it?
The punk got you kicked back in the hole. Now he's running around talking loud shit about how he wants to blame me.
And just like Miklo, JD Pegleg is also lost in the Cholo sauce.
What's gonna happen? It's gonna happen. Don't try to stop it.
So now Santana is in the outs with La M. The gang still forces Puppet to carry out the hit on Little Puppet, or else they'll just end everyone else in his entire family. So Puppet takes out Little Puppet.
You brought your brother in. You gotta take him out. Santana was gonna talk to JD. Oh, come on, don't punk out on us, is it? You can't take care of it, we will. Anybody that happens to be with him gets to go along for the ride. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
And La M takes out Santana.
You got a lot of heart, Governor. Maybe too much. You just gotta give it your best shot, you know?
Which inevitably leads to the Cholo cycle going round and round with the circle of life.
La primera live!
Overall, American Me is a solid film and a Barrio classic, but it is inaccurate to the source material, and the main reason that every Mexican / Chicano or if you're watching this video has ever seen this movie is because American Me is basically like Cholo Goodfellas, except if you swap out the marinara for the Cholo sauce. When compared to Blood In, Blood Out, I think American Me is a lot more cinematically sound and an easier film to follow, because it isn't a damn prison sentence long. However, I do think Blood In, Blood Out is a bit more culturally fun and creative.
I don't want his pork chop.
But y'all let me know if you agree or disagree. 10 out of 10 orales.
Orale.
And stick around for more videos coming later. See ya.